Mabuhay! As you can see here, this is what's called the timber hitch. This is my standing part of the line, and this kind of cinches up against whatever you're tying to. So here I've just got a tree, and what really helps is the rope here is wound upon itself, creating a tight squeezing knot. So as you pull here on this rope, this just is gonna squeeze up against this and keep it from unraveling. So let me show you how we tie this. It's very simple. But first, to untie it, just let go, create some slack, push that, and you can, bam, untie the knot. Simply unravel this side, and your rope is free. So to tie it, we're gonna take our rope and go around your object or objects. So I've gone around the object I want to tie. So here's my working end in my left hand. I've crossed over my standing end, which is this one, and you're gonna go back towards itself. See what I've done now? So now this end is going to wrap this right here. So simply just go over where it just came as long as you can. You want to get at least, I would say, 5 to 7 wraps. You can probably get up to 12 or so, and you know it'll definitely hold. But just like that, you've tied the timber hitch. So let me show you some other applications where we can use this. All right, so let's say you got a bundle of sticks just like this. If you want to cinch this together with the timber hitch and move it a short distance, what you're going to do is take your line here and get it underneath the pile. So whatever way makes easiest sense for you. So let's say I do like that. I pull the pile over. Now I can reach over and get the tag end, pull some extra length. And this can work even with sticks like this where they're different sizes. It'll still work perfectly. So what I've done now is I'm taking this, going around my standing end, wrapping back towards the way I came, and I'm gonna coil or turn around what was essentially the tag end before, the working end. So wrap as many times as you can, and bam. This is the timber hitch. What you're gonna wanna do is take your standing end now and pull tight. Now that you've pulled tight, as you can see, you've bundled your wood together. Now you can transport this like this, or you can drag it along the path left and right, and this will stay together, and as you drag it, it's going to tighten on itself the way this knot works. And simply, once you get to your destination and you want to untie it, set it down, create some slack, and you can push this knot back, or you can push this back, the standing end back into the loop, but you create slack and you can simply pull this through. Now your rope is free. You can just pull it out from underneath, and you have retrieved your rope. You've transported your bundle successfully. Another real world example of using the timber hitch is to move long pieces of wood or poles like this. I've got some bamboo cane poles. What I'm going to do is take my length of rope, bundle those poles together, and throw it underneath and move it with a timber hitch. Let me show you. So now that I've fashioned the rope underneath my bundle of timbers, I'm gonna go ahead, take my working end here that I threw over back, wrap the standing end just like that, and go around itself, the working end. And you wanna wrap this a good number of times. Like I said, 7 is a good amount, but if you go more, you're only going to help yourself create a more secure load. So you can see me here. Just going to wrap until this is really short, this tag end. Just like that. Take this end, start to pull. As you can see, it's tightening the load, the bundle. And just like that, I've created a timber hitch in a real world situation. Now this can be hard to maneuver because of where I've tied it versus the length of these bamboo canes. So what I like to do is tie a half hitch right about here towards the front of the cane, and I call it a timber hitch and a half, but the real name for it is I believe a Killick hitch. I simply just didn't learn it as that, but what you're gonna do is take a rope, do the same thing. You're gonna feed it underneath. Do like what we did before. There, found the rope, pull it out. Throw it over. Come back on this side of the load. Take this, what is now the working end, the standing end, and you're gonna tuck it underneath this here. In my right hand, which leads back to the timber hitch. I'm gonna take that, open it up, take the working end, put it underneath that, and pull everything through. Pull that last bit of rope through, bam. As you can see, how this is tied. I call it the timber hitch and a half. Here's the and the half, and the timber hitch. So timber hitch and a half. This half allows you to direct the front of the load here a lot better, so that this is gonna track straight when you drag it, and it won't go side to side or lose track. So as you can see, I'm able to move a whole load of canes. Instead of having to do it 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, I can now grab a dozen or 2 dozen at a time. All right, so now that I've got the canes here wrapped up in the timber hitch and a half, or the Killick hitch, I'm gonna go ahead, take this bit, tie it to the back side of the tractor, and you can use whatever kind of attachment you like. I'm gonna go ahead, put it through here. Pull that tight. Take my slack. Gonna go ahead, wrap the slack up. How I like to do the slack, I do this with ratchet straps too. I bundle up in a coil, take the bite, take a bite from this working end through here, wrap around the coil that you just made halfway, and pull tight. Now I just let that dangle for my application, but you can secure that any way you want. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out with the tractor, and you'll see that here. So now, when you want to untie this, as you can see, it held really well. To untie it, I'm gonna start here. I created some slack already, and until my bow line, simply, remember, break the neck, pull some slack out, and you'll be able to undo your rope, just like that. I'm gonna come to this side, find the tag end, and just start pulling that coil, like so. Keep pulling it, like that. Now I should be able to take this and it should unravel that whole end. Come over to the half hitch, pull all that through, and you're free. All right, guys, so there it was, the timber hitch, and a few practical ways that you can do them. The timber hitch and a half, or the Killick hitch as a lot of people call it. How are you going to use this knot? And if you have any recommendations on how I should have moved this bundle, if you know a better way, let me know, because I'm always looking for new knots to try out and add to my repertoire. Thanks for stopping in. Come back for the next one. Bye-bye.